Hello guys. My hair looks so clapped. I'm not doing that, no. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is video 2 of the home gym experience. So today I'm going to be talking about my experience with fat loss. Now a lot of what I say is kind of general, like it could be applied to literally anyone, but we're all different. We all want to do different things. So I'm just going to talk purely about my experience over the past few months and take it as you will, is what I'll say to that. Don't think that my word is law because I'm no expert, but a lot of the stuff that I'm going to say would be effective if you implement it into your lifestyle. I'm going to keep this section short. This first part is diet. So diet compromises of at least 70% of your progress, I would say, because I didn't start seeing proper progress until I started tracking what I ate. Find out what you're eating right now, use that MyFitnessPal, track what you're eating, figure it out, and gradually cut it down. If you figure out that you're eating 3,000 calories a day, don't just slice it down to like 2,000 like I did at the start. Because yeah, you are going to drop weight fast and you are going to lose fat, but you're going to feel really fatigued and you're not going to be 100% because you're just going to be hungry. It's just not worth it. So definitely don't do that. Track what you're eating and gradually bring the calories down whilst trying to implement some healthy alternatives. And by that, I mean, if you're used to having desserts or used to snacking on crisps a lot or stuff like that, I don't know, that's what I was like. I started to substitute desserts for fruit with like skyr or Greek yogurt with some like honey or some golden syrup, stuff like that. Or with crisps, I would start eating, well, just fruit on its own, or I would have sweet popcorn, stuff like that, or low calorie alternative crisps. Find the things you like and find alternatives. Don't just cut them out because you're going to give up. That's just, it is going to happen because I've done that so many times. Just find a less calorie version or substitute it for something completely off the other end. I guarantee you will feel so much better because you're still getting food in you. You're not just cutting the calories down. Because what I've been trying to do is gain muscle, I've been prioritizing getting enough protein in my body. So for every pound of body weight, you have to be consuming at least 0.8 to 1 gram of protein. So for me, I need to be having between 180 grams to like 205 grams of protein per day. At the start, that's really hard, but you need to identify what sources of protein you actually like, because you don't want to just be eating dry chicken all the time. It's boring. There are so many other things that you can have, like there's turkey, there's steak, there's pork, there's also vegan and vegetarian options like nuts and legumes, there's protein supplements that you can have, and now more than ever there's vegetarian and vegan options in that respect as well. There are a lot of different sources, but no matter what you're doing, you do need to be getting some protein in. Another good technique to not feel hungry is to eat foods that you can have high volumes of. So low calorie foods like fruits and vegetables, but also other kind of low calorie alternatives. Like one of my favorites is the proper crisps. A full bag of them is only 396 calories for the full like big bag. Whereas if you were to get Doritos or a tube of Pringles, you'd be looking at like double, triple that amount of calories. So you don't want to just feel hungry and then feel like you're doing a good job because you feel hungry. That's not the way to do this. You need to be feeling full, but there are better ways to do it. If you fill your entire stomach with fruit and veg, that's so much less calories and your stomach's full. Whereas if you just have one slice of cake, shall we say, that's like a good few hundred calories, then it's going to be sitting at the bottom of your stomach, but you're still hungry because there's so much more room for more. So you'll just keep going, and before you know it, you've got like over 1,000 calories just sitting in you, and you're going to feel sluggish, you're going to feel not great. That it's okay to indulge yourself every now and then, like we're all human, we all want to do it. There's no point just eating healthy all the time, it's boring. But you need to find the limits and do things in moderation. One final tip I will give you is don't take all the supplements under the sun. Fat burners like L-carnitine and stuff like that, it doesn't help. It doesn't burn fat. Like, and all these people that like post videos of how to burn stubborn belly fat with this workout, and they're doing all these like twisty things, like none of this works. You don't choose where your body burns fat. You need to put yourself in a calorie deficit, increase your protein intake, lower the carbs and fats, and be doing enough activity to be burning calories, and you will burn fat. But you can't choose where you burn it. Like, as sad as it is, it's not the case. I've learned that the hard way. That you can't just choose where you burn it. But yeah, definitely bear that in mind if you are starting to change your diet and stuff like that. There's no supplement on this earth that is going to just make you burn fat without you putting in any work. Okay, this section is about activity. So you want to be active, like you want to be active daily. When I say that, a lot of people are thinking do a high intensity workout, or go a run, or do some other kind of thing, but that's not necessary in regard to burning calories. You can do simple things like go on a walk, whether it's 4, 5, 6, anywhere up to like 10, 12,000 steps. That's good. Like an hour walk doesn't feel as much of a chore as doing a like 20-minute HIIT workout. It's just more realistic to be able to do. And another workout that I like to do is skipping. Me and my friends have been getting into that recently. It's getting very competitive, but skipping burns like anywhere up to like 600 calories if you do it consistently for an hour. And that's just as effective as running. So some people prefer kind of circuit training, stuff like that, like high intensity, quick workouts that you can do, and that's fair enough. I've tried it, it's not for me. I hurt my lower back, I was dripping in sweat, and when you're in your spare room, the last thing you want to do is be dripping sweat everywhere and panting like a dog. So I tend to do walking, I try to get my steps in, and I do skipping, but I also do my weight training and stuff. But unfortunately, that does not burn a lot of calories. A lot less than I thought it did. Learned that the hard way. It's a sad revelation, it is very sad. But yeah, just make sure, even if you've got a stationary job, like you're just working from home right now because of the pandemic, just get up and move about. Go, even if you get for like a 20-minute, half an hour walk, that's still better than you doing nothing. And you need to tell yourself that. You can't just sit at home and not do anything, because you need to keep your body moving. So just remember how important your body is to you. It is the vessel that you're using for this physical experience that is life, if we're putting it really, really deeply. So you need to take care of it, and part of taking care of it is keeping it active, because if you stop activity, you lose mobility, you'll feel a lot more sluggish, you'll just lose all motivation to actually get up and do anything at all. The last point I want to focus on is mental health. So for a lot of people, including me, having a poor mental state is the reason I stopped working out. I just sat, and at the start of the pandemic last year, so flashback to like end of March, start of April 2020, all I saw it as was an opportunity to sit in the house with an excuse not to work out. I would drink like every night or every second night. I would just eat takeaways multiple times a week because they were still open, and I wasn't tracking anything. I wasn't trying to get any like decent amount of protein in, ate no fruit and veg, and I felt awful for it. And deep down I knew that working out and making an active effort to change myself would help, but I just didn't do it. It's difficult to get yourself up and start, because the starting point is the hardest bit. Looking back at footage I took of myself in December 2020 when I started this journey, I was in really bad shape, and you could see in my face that I hated what I was doing because I was so bad at it. But you need to tell yourself that you are going to be bad at something when you first start. You can only get better, you can't get worse. So don't let your head tell you that you can't do it, because you can. once you've been doing it consistently for a while, no matter what kind of workouts you're doing, or even if you don't work out that much, you just go a walk every day and you're eating healthier, you'll start to notice subtle changes. You need to look for these small victories. Like for me, it's the fact that my belt loop, I could barely get into the second one. Now I comfortably get it in the fifth. All from the progress I've made the past like 3-4 months. My t-shirts have been fitting looser around the torso but tighter around my chest and my arms, which is every boy's dream who pushes weight. That's what we all want, big upper body. But also my jeans fitting looser, stuff like that. Having to sell some of my old clothes because they're just too baggy for me now. You need to look for these small victories, or even if you go for a skip or a run, but you do the same intensity but you finish faster, kind of thing. Like you run a 3 kilometer in 20 minutes and then you manage to run a 3 kilometer in like 19 minutes 30. These little wins are what keep you going, because you're not always going to notice big changes. When you first start, you're going to look at the scale and it is going to go down, and you're going to feel great, you're going to feel so good, but it does come to a gradual, like it slows down. So when that slows down, you need to be looking for these small victories, and that's what kept me going, and it's what is continuing to keep me going, because my weight has stayed kind of the same the past month. I'm not worried about it because I've not been taking tracking as seriously as I could be, because I've got down to a decent point. I'm going to keep going, but the little victories are what keep me motivated to continue on. So yeah, that's all my advice on my fat loss. I know it's nothing revolutionary. I know it's not going to change anyone's life drastically, but this whole thing, I keep talking about diet, activity, mental health. It's not just a case of changing your diet and being really strict, or changing your activity and being athletic. It's about changing your lifestyle. If you make these changes gradually, you're changing your life. I've noticed that I'm making a lot more of a conscious effort to eat more fruit and veg now, and making a more conscious effort to just get enough protein in. Or if I've been really static all day and I've not moved, then to go out and do skipping for like 15 minutes, or to go out a walk to the shop, because that's like 5,000 steps. You need to change your lifestyle. That's what this is. Because if you're just going to slice your calories down the middle and work out every day, it's not sustainable. You can't keep it up. Like, no one in the right mind who's just starting out can do that. So just make the gradual changes, put in the work, and you will reap the rewards. Your results will come, and it takes time, but it's worth it. And once you get into a habit of doing this, it just becomes second nature to do it. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to leave that there, but I suppose I can take you guys through what a push day looks like for me in the old home gym, because I should probably do a workout in this video. So yeah, I'm going to cut to the workout, but I hope you've enjoyed the video. If it's been informative, do let me know. I know I've missed out quite a few points, but I don't want to go too much into the terminology and the nitty gritty things, because I'm not the most knowledgeable person. I'm just trying to tell you guys to gradually change things for the better, and you will feel better and the results will show. So yeah, thank you very much, and I will pass you over to Ryan, who's working out. Oh, let's do it. Non-copyright music. Ooh, 15.
just went for a PR on dips, got 20 kilograms for 5 reps. It was like RPE 8 to 9. It felt worse because I was bashing the weights off the dip station, but that's why that simple 3x10 body weight looked like I was struggling.
This is the hardest angle to try and get. Whoa! Just took a look at that rowing footage. My stomach is looking kind of flat, you know. Hey, but for big flies. Hope that looked slow enough on the camera. Now, this push day is a bit all over the place because this is like my last day of the week. I do a moderate push day where I do a 3x6 on dips, because that's the main compound I want to work on. Then I do a 5x3, which is like a heavy day, and then this day is like a 3x10, and I just kind of do a couple of chest accessories like the press ups and the pec flies and front raises, just to get a little bit of activation in the front, because that tends to get activated when you do dips. And then just a wee tricep bicep superset to end it, because it helps inflate my ego. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, workout done. Oh, got that big juicy pump. Oh! But no, for real, even my left arm's got a bit of mass to it. That's my tiny arm, that's like an inch smaller than my right. Don't ask why. Damn. Successful workout. So yeah, feel free to subscribe, like. Apparently I forgot to turn comments on the last video, so comment, tell me I'm huge. I need it. And I will see you in the next video, which will be me walking through what I believe is essential to starting a home gym. So yeah, take care guys. Peace.